Hey guys, what is up? Stickboy here, back again for another reaction and getting right back into RWBY Volume 6. I have to apologize for really not having a whole lot to talk about after watching Chapter 3, Episode 3, because, like I said, it was just a lot to unpack, and I really didn't feel like I needed to try to analyze it right there after one viewing. I wanted to go back and watch it some more, which I did. I've watched actually the first 3 installments, episodes 1, 2, and 3, several times as I've, over the last day or so. And yeah, there's just a lot to talk about and a lot to process and a lot to think about going into Chapter 4, because at this point now, all of the students are completely filled in. Like, we are completely filled in on the backstory of Salem and what she is and where we have to go from here. And so the biggest roadblock we have right now is going to be the fact that Ozpin still lied to the students. And they are pretty salty about that, understandably so, because now they're stranded out in the middle of nowhere, and they're kind of feeling betrayed at this point. However, given the the relic of knowledge, the lamp, Jinn comes out. She's basically a genie inside the lamp. I think we all picked up on that. But she, confirmed not only that there were 2 questions left instead of 0, like Ozpin said, but then RWBY said, okay, what's Ozpin hiding? And she proceeded to spill the whole story. So where do we go from here? So I'm seeing 2 sides to this. If you look at Ozpin's point of view, you can see that he's, not only has he been betrayed several times whenever he does tell people the truth, they tend to turn on him and work against him. Raven being one, Lionheart being another one. Who knows how many more. But also, when you think about it, his task, I think the thing he's trying to do is, now that we know what his task is, he has to, before he can bring the 4 relics together and summon the gods back, the human race has to be at peace with one another. So I think what he's trying to do here is he's trying to keep from saying anything to anybody that would cause any more division. He's trying to avoid any source of division he possibly can. Of course, the problem is, in order to fulfill his task, the problem is, it's almost a paradox, because in order to get anybody on board with your cause, in order to really have anybody help you out, you really have to tell them everything. They can't really help you if they don't know everything. And then compound on top of that the fact that they catch you lying to them, and then they want to trust you even less. So that's the problem that we have here with Team RWBY. Now they are really not sure who to believe, because Raven has already told them, don't trust them. They're on a suicide mission. And so now that they've heard the whole story and they know that Salem is immortal, now it kind of looks like a suicide mission, on top of the fact that they've been lied to. So it's really, yeah. I mean, I can see Ozpin's side to it, but at the same time, I can really see the students' side to it. And honestly, when you boil it all down, even though Ozpin has good reasons for keeping stuff to himself, at the end of the day, in order to get somebody fully on your side, you really have to tell them everything. They really have to fully know what they're going into. And he really failed to do that with the girls. So he's kind of got himself in a bad situation. So that's where we're at right now. I don't want to spend too much more time talking about that, because you guys all watch these episodes. You know what happened too, so I don't really have to, you know, I don't really have to recap it for you, but those are my thoughts. Those are kind of just, in a nutshell, my opinions on Ozpin's side and the girls' side. And Crow is just kind of caught right in the middle of it. As for, I'm not going to talk too much about Cinder or Adam. We'll find out more about them as this goes along. I don't want to theorize too much about what's going on there, but it does kind of look like Cinder's at a disadvantage right now, and it kind of implied that Adam may have stowed away on the train. Thinking back to that open door at the beginning of 6-1, and then Blake thinking she saw Adam at the back of the train whenever she cut the cars loose. Could have been her imagination, or could he have stowed away on the train trying to follow Blake? Who knows? But yeah, that's where we're at now. I've talked for 6 minutes, which is absolutely ridiculous. So let's get into episode 4. This is going to be called So That's How It Is, which makes sense. That would be the understandable response to what we learned in episode 3. So, yeah, let's put these very much noise-canceling headphones on, which is kind of weird compared to the headset that I had, and let's get started. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Let's see this kick-ass intro again. This is quickly becoming my favorite intro of the series so far. Stay close and fast. The darkness cannot last. No hope, no path. But we got a dream to catch a jet. Forgot the lyrics already. It's interesting there with Crow getting sucked away by those grim tentacles. Alright, Adam, what are you going to do? And Cinder. Not Cinder. Why do I keep calling her Cinder? Salem. That's the second time I've accidentally called her Cinder. So I feel like I wasn't completely wrong in my theory that, you know, that Ozpin was the god of light and Cinder is the god of darkness. That it's not completely entirely true, but they're almost the incarnations of those things. The thing is, Ozpin seems like a victim in all of this.
Salem can't be killed. You all heard her too, right?
Yep. That's what we heard.
There was so much you hadn't told us. How could you think that was okay?
Professor, what is your plan to defeat Salem?
That's a good question. Do you even have one?
I don't have one.
Yeah. Hey, you know, that's partly Oscar there.
No one wanted me. I was cursed.
Yeah, Crow
I
didn't.
gave my life to you because you
Crow
gave
didn't
me a
know either.
place in this world. I thought I was finally doing some good. But you are. Meeting you was the worst luck of my life.
Damn.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, that was
What happened?
Oscar that you punched.
He's gone.
That bastard! Tell him we're not done yet!
No, this is different. He's gone. It's like he's locked himself deep inside my head. Our head? I hate this. I want it to stop.
He just left
Yeah,
us?
What are we gonna do now?
Enough! We need to get a move on. It'll be dark before we know it, and every one of you is spewing negativity.
Yep. Smart
There's
call.
a trail over there. Trails usually lead somewhere.
Lady, I don't know who you think you are, but
No buts!
Well,
I understand.
somebody needs to
your-
talk some sense.
Honestly, I'm still coming to terms with the fact that this is humanity's second time around.
Yeah, that's a
We
lot to
don't
take in
move,
all in its
we
own.
die. And I'll be damned if I've lived this long just to die out here in the cold.
Okay.
No, she's right.
Yeah, she got a point.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't even get into like the whole part about the gods and what they did. I have my thoughts on that. It's that I really shouldn't go into it because then I'm going to start getting into theology and stuff, and it's just a long story.
I'm just going to be another one of his lives, aren't I?
Of course not. You're your own person.
Don't lie to him, Ruby. We're better than that.
Hey, look, Crow, it's not Oscar's fault. This is not Oscar's fault. Oscar didn't lie to you. But I can understand why Crow's upset, because obviously he didn't know a lot of this either. And he's given a lot more of his life to this than the kids have. Well, this is not going to be a happy return home.
Welcome back,
Oh,
welcome
look who
back.
it is.
I do hope you missed us as much as we missed you.
Honestly, I didn't miss Tyrion that much.
Go.
I guess he didn't get his stinger back. Doesn't look like it.
Speaking of which, where is our fall maiden?
It's a long story.
Emeralds, come on.
Don't tell me something happened to her.
I will cut off more than just your tail.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can.
Careful, little girl. Cinder isn't here to protect you anymore.
I don't think you can beat him.
Back off, freak.
Oh, don't misunderstand. I am in mourning just as you. Because it appears you failed our queen. And that is a tragedy.
That is unfortunate for you guys. But probably brings him more joy than he cares to let on. Probably makes him feel better about himself. Well, who's
I
gonna
would like you to explain
who's
to
gonna
me
talk?
how it is you failed so spectacularly.
He did fail
The
spectacularly.
Fauna's
didn't he?
militia split our forces.
Stop.
I mean, that is kind of what happened.
Let me rephrase the question. Who is responsible for your defeat?
That's a good question. I guess Hazel would have to take responsibility, wouldn't
I
he?
take full responsibility.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be fair now, would it? We all know who's truly to blame.
I don't...
You know, out of all the villains, I feel like Hazel is the most reasonable out of them all.
Emerald. I want you to tell me whose fault this was.
That's not fair.
now.
Cinder! We failed because of Cinder.
She lost to the...
That's right. I want you to understand that failure. I want you to understand why Cinder must be left to toil in her isolation until she redeems herself.
You mean...
She's alive.
You're joking. How could you know that?
Are you questioning our divine savior?
She knows that because she has a roaming...
Of course not.
She has a roaming eye.
It's important not to lose sight of what drives us.
And
Love. Justice.
seeing as how Salem
Reverence.
is part grim and Cinder is part grim.
But the moment you put your desires before my own, they will be lost to you. This isn't a threat. This is simply the truth. The path to your desires is only found through me. And so we must press on. The sword under Vacuo's academy, Shade.
Ma'am. I have more to report. Crow and the children are taking the lamp to Atlas.
How does he know that?
Not if I can help it.
And they're being led by Ozpin.
So soon?
He's the only man with a chance of getting through to Ironwood. If that happens...
Huh, maybe...
Your Grace, I can...
Come on.
Maybe it's a good thing that the team is stranded. Oh, that was in the intro. You know, as much as I dislike Emerald whenever we have to face her in battle, she looks absolutely
She's gonna let up.
disgusted
Just
and
wanna take
terrified
this
to
stupid
be
road
there.
To Atlas. Let's hope we don't have to walk all the way there.
I thought trails led somewhere. Do you have nothing?
They do, eventually.
To harass a defenseless old lady.
Everyone quiet. Do you hear that?
That's an odd thing to hear. You know, forest.
Well, at
Brunswick
least one good thing
Farms.
happened today. It looks abandoned.
It's still better than this.
Come on.
Yeah.
I think we could all use some rest.
Yang, you gonna be alright there? Because... Now look, y'all don't take any more out on Oscar. He's kinda his own person. It's like Ruby was right. He is kinda his own person, even though he's being, you know, occupied by Ozpin. It doesn't look like Ozpin is able to... It doesn't look like Ozpin is able to control who he gets reincarnated as. Because Oscar seems a very unwilling participant. Has all along, really. Oh, alright. Alright, so we have the next episode called The Coming Storm. Which, and that was actually a very short episode, as it turns out. But, yeah, the next one's called The Coming Storm. I'm not sure what that could mean. I don't know if there's like literally a storm coming where they're going to be staying, or if this is going to have something to do with Salem, starting to reach out some sort of a task force to retrieve that relic before it gets to Atlas. It's interesting, though, that they're going to kind of target Atlas, but the relic is actually out in the wilderness, and I'm pretty sure nobody knows that unless unless they find the train wreck. But they probably wouldn't use that train. They'd probably just go straight to Argus, right? So it's kind of interesting how it'll be interesting to see how they probably Tyrion. He seems the most willing to go out and do this. And he's the one we haven't seen. It's been the longest since we've seen him, so it's probably his turn to come around again. So he seems the most likely. So we'll see how that happens. So, anyways, like I said, whenever I was starting out, I didn't really say anything about, in the Lost Fable, about the gods and how I felt about the way they treated the rest of the world over what Salem did. It seemed really crazy unreasonable to judge the entirety of humanity on the decisions of Salem alone. You make her immortal and give her the ability to go and corrupt everybody with her power, and then you blame them for following her. What did you think was going to happen? It's like I don't know. It's ridiculous. Really, just ridiculous, honestly. And then you bring Ozpin back to walk the earth an infinite number of times, being reincarnated over and over again, never to really find what he lost. And he did nothing wrong. Salem was selfish and just unbelievably self-centered and evil and just vindictive and spiteful from the start. She probably deserves any punishment that got brought on her, but Ozpin did nothing wrong. If he did anything wrong, it was saving Salem from the tower in the first place, but how could he have known that he wasn't supposed to do that, right? And yeah. Anyways, I'm not going to get too much more into that. It's nuts, though. It's just really nuts. Let's get into this episode. I've got to pull this up, though. So this is going to be The Coming Storm. This is 6-5. If it wants to go ahead and come up anytime now. Alright, this'll do. Alright, here we go. It's enough talking out of me. Let's get into this. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. So they're too loose or too tight. Can't get them right. Stay close, move fast. The darkness cannot last. No hope, no path, but we got a train to catch. What's Crow gonna do? What's Crow gonna do now? He's given who knows how much of his life. What is he? He's got to be in his 30s at the youngest, at the least. Probably more so than that. And It's like he's left to question everything he's done up to this point. And then we've got Oscar, who is just in the middle of all this, completely just sucked into this. Well, kind of like the original Ozpin is. Just kind of sucked into something that he can't get out of. Yeah, and it's all traced back to the two gods.
Do you have my information?
Oh, are we back to Cinder?
Of course I do, darling. Little Miss always delivers.
Okay.
Although I can't promise you'll be pleased. Word is they were seen boarding the August Limited a few weeks back. Well, that isn't exactly far from here. August is rarely a destination for folks. Chances are they'll be going straight to
Atlas.
Yeah.
You know, you turned out to be quite the interesting customer.
I bet.
Cinder.
Oh, you know who she is?
It's not often a single client brings me double the business.
Wait.
What do we have here? And you are?
Neo?
Maybe put away the good glasses.
Okay, why do I not know who Neo is? Wait. Hang on. No, she was on the plane. She was with Torchwick in Volume 3 on the ship. She got away and Torchwick got eaten, right? So she's a former Okay, I remember her now. It just took a minute.
That's enough, ladies! I love dinner and the show, but it's time to take it outside.
I guess. Well, if you wish.
Nice trick. You've gotten stronger. So have I.
Huh.
I don't have time for your misplaced blame, girl.
So-
I didn't kill your boss. If you want revenge, take it up with Little Red. You're not the only one with a grudge against Ruby.
Yeah, why is she against Cinder?
We both want that girl dead. So quit wasting your time fighting me. And let's discuss how we kill her together. Okay then. Let's talk.
Yeah, you don't want to fight her.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, we have a literal snowstorm.
I don't get it. The empty towns I passed through were all damaged or unfinished.
Yeah,
This place looks fine.
this one's finished but abandoned.
Maybe everyone left in a hurry before things took a turn?
Stay on guard.
Gonna have to break in. Seems deserted enough.
Close the door already! It's cold enough in here as it is.
Fair enough.
I saw a chimney from the outside. Maybe we could get a fire going? Please.
If you got any wood.
Yang, go with her.
This wouldn't be one of Ozpin's old houses, would it?
What do you think?
Something doesn't feel right.
Let's look for some...
Weiss!
Well... Well, crap! Yeah, she's not going to get over that anytime soon. Alright, so we're not going to go upstairs.
It's the same in every house.
What?
Bodies. Every bed in every home. It's like the whole estate just went to sleep and never woke up.
Huh.
Then we're not staying here, right?
We don't have a choice. Storm outside's only getting worse. We'd freeze to death before we made it anywhere.
Well, might as well get comfortable.
Yeah, fat chance.
Okay then, let's do something. If this place wasn't abandoned, it might still have supplies we could use.
Hey, yeah. Maybe even a car.
Yeah.
I'll do another sweep of the grounds.
Yeah, we're going to find a car, but we might.
No one else goes anywhere alone.
Yang and I can search the other buildings for vehicles.
Okay.
Fine. Whatever gets me out of this house.
Well, for all the Bumblebee shippers. Yeah, I recognize that. And we
Food
have
always makes me feel better. Just saying.
Rose and Weiss shippers too, don't we?
I'll tell you what. You keep that fire fed, and I'll find us a story to read before bed.
Okay. Well, for all the snow falling, at least it doesn't seem to be accumulating too much.
Something tells me that's not street legal.
I mean, does it matter?
What do you think happened here?
There's that well in the square. Maybe water contamination?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, no.
Could have been
I don't know.
some sort of poison gas.
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
You two need to kiss and make up already.
Hey, I found something.
Whoa.
What is it?
Had a flashback?
I was just seeing things.
Still some
I'm sorry.
PTSD?
I still get flashes from that night. Do you think Adam's still out there?
I don't know. If he went back to the White Fang, there would have been serious consequences. But he never really liked people telling him what to do. Adam's strong.
He's definitely
but
out
his
there.
real power comes from control. He used to get in my head, make me feel small. But now I see he just wanted to pull me down to his size. Hey, I'm not leaving. And if we ever see him again, I promise I'll be there. I'll protect you.
Okay.
What? What?
I don't think that's what she wants to hear, though.
Forget it. Let's just head back.
But what about...
We're fine. We can hook that flatbed up to Bumblebee in the morning. Should carry everyone.
What's your real problem, Yang? You're gonna have to talk this out. I wonder how they charge their scrolls. I mean, their scrolls are basically smartphones.
There.
Maybe with their
Second
aura?
thought, maybe we should keep this room closed.
Huh?
I'm just not sure how well my uncle's taking all of this. Oh. Come on. We'll never get to Atlas on an empty stomach.
It's a wine. Yeah. So it's a wine cellar, isn't it? Yeah, maybe we should keep Crow out of there.
Ruby, are we really still going to Atlas? Why wouldn't we be? I mean, you heard what Jen said. If there's no way to kill Salem, then what's the point in all of this? Weiss, you can't be serious. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just really tired, and I really, really hate this place. Anything in there?
Well, we gotta get rid of the relic. We gotta put that somewhere.
More alcohol.
Yeah.
At least we'll never have problems starting a fire. What's that?
There's that.
A wine cellar? Great. Ah, what? What is it? Food!
It's a start.
And food. Oh, trust me, you put enough salt on anything and it will taste just fine.
You get hungry enough, it'll taste just fine, too.
It's better than nothing. But I still seriously hate this place.
Yeah, what's down there? I don't think that's a wine cellar. What? And we're not going to know, are we? Okay, then. That was going to leave me like that. Because I can't put any more on this video. Okay, so I recognize Neo now. Like, I know who she is. I remember where I saw her last. But that was so early on in the series that, like, I don't really remember. I don't really know her backstory. So I'm going to have to go back and... I'll probably go back and see if I can find something on her. Something that I may have missed in earlier seasons. Maybe somewhere in Volume 2. Since I didn't follow the fandom, I tend to miss stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm not completely blind to it. I know, I remembered, who she was, or where I'd seen her last. But yeah. So there's something down there in that cellar. Now, that's strange though, because like, what's it been doing down there all this time? What is it? And is it alive? Is it a Grim? It's just been here all this time, right? And with nobody around, nothing to eat or whatever. Creepy as hell. Those freaking bodies upstairs. Just dead bodies up there in the bed. Just like, nobody go upstairs. Just forget about it. Just forget about upstairs. We'll be good down here. Yeah. I'm wondering exactly what Yang's real problem is. Like, she needs to talk it out. She's definitely holding on to something. And I'm not quite sure what it is. But it needs to be talked out, because I know shit's gotten really messed up, but we definitely need to all be on the same page if we're going to have a chance. So hopefully somebody, I think RWBY is kind of trying to keep that spirit alive, but somebody needs to get on board with her really soon. So and I think Weiss kind of is. Weiss isn't sure, but you know, I can tell that she trusts RWBY. So there's that. But I think, you know, some more people need to get on board with that, and we need to put stuff aside and figure out what we're going to do, because it's a big conundrum right now, because you've got, like, okay, Salem, we've just figured out that Salem can't be killed. We can't destroy her. We've got this relic that she's after. So I think we need to get the relic somewhere safe, if we can, just to get it out, you know, so it's not out in the open. But beyond that, I think we need to regroup, figure out what do we need to do. By the way the story goes, I think what I said at the end of 3, that was one of the first things that I said, is that I think the only way we're going to be able to get rid of Salem is going to be to basically redeem her, because she's not going to die. She's immortal, and the curse that the gods put on her was that she has to understand the value of life and death before she can rest. So we're going to have to get through to her rather than beat her by force. So there's only 2 ways to do that. One is for Ozpin to unite all of humanity as one unit, or we have to basically get through to Salem and redeem her, get inside her head. So both of those tasks seem pretty daunting at this point. And also, we haven't heard much more about the Silver Eyes. So could that have something to do with a way to be a weapon against Salem? Obviously, it hurts Cinder. Cinder is very weak to it for some reason. I don't know if that's because of her being a maiden, or if it's something else about her in particular. It may be about her. It could have something to do with her being part Grimm. That could vanquish Grimm. And since Cinder is part Grimm, it makes her really weak to it. That could be it. If that's the case, I think Salem is part Grimm too, so that power might be of use there also, but that remains to be seen. Anyways, I have talked long enough. This has been a long video. I'm starting to understand these reactors that I'm watching. They'll have, like, before they start, they'll have like 15 minutes of stuff to talk about, and then whenever the episode ends, they've got another 20 minutes of stuff to talk about. I think I'm starting to understand that now. But I won't be that long-winded. So, hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Let me know if you did. Until next time, I am Stickboy, and I will see you guys later.